Welcome back to Silent Hunter 3. I'm your host, Captain Yellowfin. And unfortunately, my save games were corrupted in some way. I wasn't able to sink any other ships. If you remember from the last episode, we were in pursuit of a convoy and attacked one ship out of a small coastal convoy. We struck it just before the bridge, and it didn't sink. Any other attempt that I made at sinking that ship or any other ship from that convoy made the game crash, be it submerged or nothing worked. So I had to restart basically the career. So let me give you a role-playing version of the events while U-80 under Captain S Werner is leaving the submarine bunkers in Brest, western France. U-49 was detected the next day after the attack on the small coastal convoy, and out of a bomb run of a flight of two, one bomb struck close to the conning tower midship. All deck crew was injured, including the captain, S Werner. And they managed to submerge the boat and basically hide and escape eventually. It is unconfirmed whether the ship was actually sunk eventually. The injured crew was taken care of by the ship's medics, and U-49 eventually managed to make port in Wilhelmshaven. U-49 was badly damaged. It had to be taken out of active service and put into a dock for repairs. Obviously, the injured portion of the crew was taken care of in military hospitals in northern Germany. S Werner, once he recovered from his injuries, was dispatched to the Kriegsmarine training facilities in the Baltic Sea to train new submarine crews, which the Kriegsmarine desperately needed for the intensive trade war, convoy warfare in the North Atlantic. If you remember, the last patrol was taking place in December of 1939. That was really just a few months before the blockade of the British Islands was implemented by the Kriegsmarine. So submarine warfare greatly expanded during 1940. Today it's March 5, 1941. Things went quite well in 1940 and up until now for the Kriegsmarine. It was quite successful at impeding the UK's efforts to resupply itself with industrial raw materials, with energy, fuel mainly, and food. But now things seem to get a bit more difficult. The British are introducing radar and other means to improve their anti-submarine warfare. It was decided
Schiff
to.
gesichtet, Lage 316, mittlere Entfernung.
It was decided to reactivate a couple of the experienced commanders that were now teaching at.
Schiff gesichtet, Lage 297, geringe Entfernung.
At the submarine training facilities. And this is how Captain Werner ended up with a new command, which is the submarine that you're seeing right here. It's a Type VII C with that goes by the name of U-80, and he is now part with his boat and his crew of the first flotilla in Brest. The assigned grid square for this, effectively his fifth patrol, is CG74, which is off the coast of Portugal in the mid-Atlantic. It should make for a very interesting patrol, as it is basically right in front of Gibraltar, an area which is rich in convoys and also in military task forces. So I'm sure we'll have quite an interesting couple of days in front of us. I will make sure we can clear all these shipping here in the port of Brest. We are basically just heading out of the bay here. Really nothing special. Just important to make sure that we don't ram anybody. So let's actually issue a couple of orders first.
Jawohl,
The
Herr
hard
Kaloin.
port here. And try to stay
Ruder
clear
40, Grad Backbord.
here in the center. We can quickly
Jawohl, Herr
go
Kaloin. Ruder 0 Grad.
over the loadout. Electric torpedoes are now a bit more common, so we're provided with quite a few of them. Otherwise we rely on the trusty steam torps. As per the crew, it's about half, consisting half of experienced, well-trained petty officers and officers, and about half are rookies. So I would say it's quite balanced, but there are definitely still a lot of lessons to be learned by our crew. Weather seems to be fair today,
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
so that is not ideal, as we will have hostile air patrols while we're trying to cross the Gulf of Biscay. But we're trained and to some extent paid to do, so that's what we'll do. Alright, I think I'm gonna go for a cut here, and
Schiff gesichtet, Lage 1-1, große Entfernung.
I'll get back to you once anything of interest happens. Unfortunately, we are already under attack. We haven't even left the harbor. But So far we haven't been attacked directly, and we're supporting with AA fire.
Flugzeug gesichtet.
Hope we're not committing friendly fire. They haven't positively identified the plane, but I assume that our anti-air gunner is trained. I wouldn't suppose that friendly bombers would fly over the submarine base. In spring 1941, the German Air Force was probably concentrating in the east. If I'm not mistaken, the campaign in the Balkans is going on, so I think we can be fairly confident that those were hostile bombers. On another note, yes, I think we can see a couple of fires. I don't know, maybe those are smoke plumes from the factory smokestack.
Flugzeug gesichtet. Lage 178. Große Entfernung.
Back here. Over there. I'm fairly sure those are hostile. They seem to be going for the industrial areas around the port, not for us directly. On the other hand, they will probably report that we're leaving for the open ocean. So we'll definitely have to be quite alert all the time. Over there now, quite far away. Oh, we don't have.
Jawohl, Herr K9. Tiefe unter Kiel ist 2,9.
Trying to see if we could even dive away from any attack, given that it's only 30 meters deep with a lot of harbor traffic. Not too fond of that idea. We'll stay put on anti-air duty for at least a while, and hopefully be clear soon. It's only about 2 and it's already 4:15. We should soon be able to profit from nightfall. Maybe another 4 hours or so, which should, I mean, we do have some air cover here if we have any friendly interceptors around. Maybe we can get about halfway across before really being on our own. So the grid square, not sure anymore, 74 or 47. 74.
Schiff gesichtet. Lage 1-1. Große Entfernung.
The one in the south here. That's where we are headed. Not an island, it's just a shallow area. No, there are no islands really close by. No land. Let's see. It seems our path out of the harbor is clear. There's one other ship out there, I think. Or it is some sort of coastal fort. There's a wreck over here. So yeah, I'll be back once I have news. Something interesting, I think, is the fact that the spotting of the crew is really bad. I just got the message that they spotted this U-boat, which is incoming, and it's about I don't know, that's like 2,000–3,000 meters away. And I saw it when it was way over here on the horizon. I saw the spot visually on my screen 20 minutes ago or so. Which is probably more like 10 or 11 kilometers. And that's under ideal conditions, so it's probably just going to run into the coast here. Anyway, it's just something to be aware of. The crew spotting is horrible. So that means on patrol, when we're hunting for convoys, I'll frequently go up on the conning tower myself to check. Because with this spotting, we're gonna miss a lot of enemy shipping. Anyway, I'll see you later. We're about to clear the coast. There are a couple of screens and patrol boats. They should be over here. We already passed them. And there are a couple of French fishermen out this way. The light boat is there. And the fishermen. And I've ordered an increase in speed. We're going about half speed. I want to take advantage of the night and get as far as possible across the Bay of Biscay. I want to stay south also. And the increased fuel consumption, I think we can deal with that by going into Vigo or to top off our fuel. We'll see about I mean, it's quite close, so we might not need that. There is another on the way replenishment opportunity over here in I think this is Cadiz. Yes. So we'll see. Let's see. Alright, I'll get back to you once anything of interest happens. Good morning, it's 20 past 9 on March 10, 1941. I have to correct the date. It was not March 5, it was March 9 yesterday when we left port. So obviously today is March 10. We are about, I'd say, almost halfway across the Gulf of Biscay. and according to this map, we should be safe from Allied air threat. As I said, I go to the bridge myself about at least once an hour, sometimes twice an hour, to check by myself, because as we found out, the crew spotting is quite disappointing. But we are in the Gulf of Biscay, so we don't expect too much Allied shipping. But still, I like to keep an eye on things, just to be on the safe side. Otherwise, not much has happened during the night. We have decreased the speed now, because we're through the more dangerous area of our approach. And there were no other events of importance, so I think we'll be on our way, and I'll see you as soon as anything of interest happens. Welcome back on the conning tower of U80. It's still March 10, 20 past 1 in the afternoon. I just came to the bridge for another personal check of the surrounding area, although I don't expect much to see anything really. This is not a busy area of the ocean, and I'm planning to do a dive exercise here while we still have time to do these things. We'll make use of the time that we have during the approach to the patrol area. It's good to keep in shape, obviously, and it'll also give me the opportunity to basically determine how much time we need to submerge in case of an emergency. So I'm going to time the boat and the crew's performance. Let's see if we can get a nice angle here. So the exercise starts now. I'm gonna sound the alarm.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Derzeitige Tiefe 1,0.
Now,
Derzeitige Tiefe 2,0.
alarm tauchen basically
Derzeitige Tiefe 3,0.
means we go full ahead. Dive planes pull down,
Derzeitige Tiefe 4,0.
and the target depth is 70 meters. So I'm interested to see whether our navigator and engineer, whether they
Tiefe 5,0.
catch the boat at 70 or whether they go deeper. So let's see how we're doing. Actually, I would like to be on battle stations.
Derzeitige Tiefe 6,0.
I think we're still there. I think, yeah, they're leveling out. The dive planes are now at 0 degrees. So that's seems to work.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
That shouldn't be a concern here.
1-0-0.
That's good. We're stuck at 61. Are we gonna go any deeper? I think according to documentation, we should be at 70 meters. But since they've leveled out the dive planes, I think 61 has to do for now. But that doesn't matter. I mean, 60 or 70. Tomato. We'll can always adjust manually. I think we can take some speed off. Let's go to
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Große Fahrt voraus.
half ahead. And let's actually take a listen also while we're down here. Nice. Why don't we just why don't we go a bit deeper? Just for the fun of it.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neue Tiefe 1-0-0.
Well, we have to test our boat. It's new. I think it went off the slipway in February, so it's brand new.
Derzeitige Tiefe 7-0.
And I hope the forced labor that the Wehrmacht captured didn't sabotage production too much. I recently read an article about German bombers and fighters that had to escape at the end of the war into Switzerland, and it was found that in the engines of those planes all sorts of dirt and leafage and other things that don't belong there were inserted into these engines by the forced labor in their effort to sabotage the German war effort. So that is a concern, but so far so good.
Derzeitige Tiefe
I don't think
1-0-0.
you would actually see that much 100 meters below surface. But that's the game. Let's see if we can go even deeper. I think 140. According to documentation, should be able to go to about 240, 250. Okay, I want to test that. So it says maximal sicher, so I assume they guarantee 250, and when you go beyond 250, you should be aware that you might get some cracks in your hull. Right. So, yeah. As long as
Derzeitige Tiefe 100.
we're at 100% of hull integrity, we should be fine at 250.
Derzeitige Tiefe 110.
Let's actually test it out.
Derzeitige Tiefe 120.
I'm gonna take the boat through down to 250, and I shall meet you back or down there, so to say. We are on the last 20 meters of our dive.
Derzeitige Tiefe 230.
So far so good. No one has cracked. Nor has the boat. But people seem to get a bit nervous.
Derzeitige Tiefe 240.
I've ordered 250 sharp, so let's see if they can do that. There's nothing on the hydrophones, so just play around with both here. They're leveling dive planes. I think we're good. We can call it a day. Nice. I'm gonna order
Derzeitige Tiefe 250.
an emergency surfacing. We can exercise that as well.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ausblasen.
It takes a while, but she seems to be moving upward. How much time does it take us to come to the surface from 250? I'm gonna time that as well. And I shall meet you back upstairs. We're about to breach the surface after 2 minutes 20 seconds with a speed of about 8 knots. We managed to surface. Okay, I think that concludes the episode. Here with the exercises in the Gulf of Biscay. We'll be on our way now
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ein Drittel Fahrt voraus.
to our area of operation, south east of Portugal, and hopefully in the next episode we'll see some action here in the mid-Atlantic. Thanks for watching and see you soon.